Hey there, students. I hope this reaches you well. I'm Dr. Berkowitz, and I'm really looking forward to working with you all this semester. As you've surely noticed in your first semester, these semesters move really quickly, so I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I want to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful in this class. I included a welcome letter in your Canvas, but I thought it might be helpful to have a video as well. So the first thing I want to do is make sure everyone's clear on Canvas. So I'm going to flip the video around and show you the student view. So this is the student view. So hopefully when you first log into Canvas, it looks something like this for our class. So right here in the middle, you have the modules. So this first one, important information, I'm gonna leave up all the time up at the top so that you can always access it. If you click here, it'll go to our schedule. You can really quickly see when things are due. I highlighted in yellow the kind of most important things. And then you also have the major assignment descriptions. So if you ever forget, oh shucks, what is paper 1 about? You can just go there. So I'll always leave that at the top. And then for every new week, I'm gonna make a new module. So week 1 is right here, but next week there'll be another one right here that says week 2. And so each week when you go to the module, this should have everything you need. So right here, this will have your readings for that week. And if there's anything that I think is kind of interesting that I think you might like let's say an interesting video, I'll put it probably in here too. Excuse me. And then we've got your discussion board, your quizzes, and your PowerPoints. So let's check out your due dates, because I want to make sure everyone is really clear on when things are due. Okay, so the way I have it set up is that hopefully you can all see this okay. So we'll have discussion boards most weeks. I tried not to give them to you on weeks when you have a big paper due, or the very last week when we have that role play. I know that those tend to make a lot of folks anxious, so I don't have us having any quizzes or any new content that last week. Let me go back. So, but weeks 1, 2, 4, and 5, you'll have a discussion board, and again, that's going to have the 2 parts. So the first part is for you to post something by the Wednesday of that week. So for this week, again, we do have a discussion board, and quite a few of you have already posted, which is great. I look forward to reviewing them and getting to know you all a little better. And then the second part is going to be due Sunday to give you all a little more time. So that one, you just want to review at least one other person's discussion board post and say something about it. Hopefully something meaningful. I'm not looking for as much, what do you say? In here, I'm not looking as much for you to demonstrate, expertise. We've been told that discussion boards are supposed to help us kind of replicate the conversations that tend to happen in real life in the classroom. So what I'm looking for you here in these discussion boards is, to just kind of get to know one another, compare, how do you each perceive the material? How does it relate to your lives? How could you see using it in the future? Just how you could really contextualize it for your own life. That's what I'm looking for. And again, if you're ever unclear, just let me know. So let me go back to that list. Okay, so we've got our part 1 and part 2 of the discussion boards. Part 1 due by Wednesday, part 2 due by Sunday. And then in the middle there, you'll have a quiz. And I will try not to make those too challenging. I think of quizzes as kind of a discussion between the two of us. I want to know how you're doing with the material, how it's making sense, if anything is challenging. You know, if I ask you about a concept and you answer in a way that makes me think, you know, hey, maybe you're not getting it so well, I might just be able then to just drop you an email and say, hey, it seems like you might not be super clear on X concept. Would you like to talk about it? So again, my goal is not to be punitive. You know, these are meant to be helpful. So everyone has different, you know, every instructor has a different teaching philosophy. For me, I'm less grade minded. I think, you know, grades are important to keep you accountable. You know, but I'm most focused on having you walk away from this class with a meaningful experience and hopefully having learned some things. And personally, I believe that students are best able to learn and really absorb the information when they're not as worried about grades. So you will obviously have your grades, and I will you know, be keeping you accountable. You can't slack off, but I do want you to feel somewhat relaxed. I don't want you to feel too pressured that you're going to be graded incredibly harshly. So I want you to always keep in mind that I'm most looking for you to just absorb the information and see how it's applicable to your life, to your professional life, to the profession more broadly. So just so you know, those are the things I'm looking for. Let me turn this back around. Okay, we talked about discussion boards, quizzes, and then we've got your first paper due in week 3, right here. And that'll be due Sunday, the 1st at 11:59 p.m. CST. And then your second paper will be due in week 6. So one thing I want to mention is again, you know this, these semesters move so quickly. So I try to spread the papers around so that they don't come up, you know, so quickly after you start. But I don't want your second paper to run too closely to your final assignment. So just try hard to not wait to the last minute as much as you can, because that can be incredibly stressful for you. So, like I said, we're in week 1. I would encourage you as soon as possible to take a look at the first paper so you can start getting some ideas and maybe start putting some things together. And you might consider using our writing center if you haven't already. They can be a really good resource, and they can, I believe, do virtual meetings. So no matter where you are, they should be able to meet with you and hopefully help you. So let's see what else there is. All right, so we've got our discussion boards, our quizzes, our papers. So this last big assignment is going to be the role play. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do this. I think I might do a survey with you all to see what you prefer. If we can all find one time to do it together as a class, that would be nice, but we might end up doing these in small groups, because that might be easier to coordinate with your schedules. So stay tuned on that. And then the last thing is your readings. So each week, again, you have your readings listed, and that's important because that tells you what we're learning that week. So reading can be very challenging in grad school. So I also will be including each week a PowerPoint to help give you some of the highlights of what we're covering that week. And just do the best you can. I don't expect that everyone is going to be able to read every page every week, but I've heard a lot of grad students say that it can be helpful to, at the very least, skim everything and then read thoroughly whatever you can. So you know, you'll each have to figure out what works best for you, but definitely pay attention to that so you know what we're covering. let's see, what else do I have here? We've got your assignments, we've got your deadlines, quizzes, got your due dates. I think that might be it for now. Like I said, I just wanted to go over it. Even though I tried to make it concise, I'm sure it can still be a lot of information, especially if you're having multiple classes at once. So, so I guess I'll leave it there. My email address is aberkowitz, ABERKOWITZ @una.edu. I'm very responsive to email. Email me anytime. You're never a bother. Happy to help you. Really want you all to be successful. Excited to work with you. So I just wish you all a really good first week, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.